Coach, we appreciate the time as always. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving and some good time down there, some good sun rays down, St. Thomas there, now back home. Glad to have you on as always, Coach.
You can't lie this morning. I cannot be the best interview of the week. If y'all haven't gotten Lane Kiffin, then y'all need to come to my house and we need to go find him, baby.
No, Coach, we've been telling you this for years. Like, you are our favorite interview of the week, and we're just glad that we get a chance to talk to you every week. So, we'll get Lane eventually, but we know we get the best every single Wednesday.
Well, what you get with old Mulkey, what you see is what you get, and we have fun and talk a little football every now and then,
That's
talk
right.
a little family every now and then, and, oh, yeah, that sports coach basketball. Every now and then we talk about it.
Oh, Coach, I mean, it has been a crazy kind of circus around the athletic department because anytime this, Coach, you're looking for a football coach and, this rumor, that rumor, and everybody thinks they've got the source and they've got the story. And then when it finally happens, like everything just kind of explodes and it's like the big, big news story. Then you have the big press conference and this, Coach, you've been through a lot of these. It's always something that's a little crazy when you're hiring a football coach.
Well, it is crazy, but it's even crazier at LSU. So here's my question to y'all, okay? I wake up and I read stuff. They didn't want Lane Kiffin to coach them through the playoffs, but they'll take the offensive coordinator who's coming to LSU and, oh, yeah, you better come back over here because we don't really know what we're doing offensively because we hired a defensive coordinator. So I guess my question is, what's the difference? Don't you think whatever you thought Lane was going to do to take players in the portal, Weiss could do the same thing?
Yeah, Coach, when I saw
Coach,
that.
you're not supposed to ask those questions.
I know. When I saw that, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, did y'all maybe like get together and you're like, and Matt said this morning, like maybe the tight end coach doesn't need to call plays in the playoff. Maybe we need to see if we can get somebody from the, the staff that left to go to LSU. So, yeah, that was because they were completely against Lane coaching the team. It was kind of a complete reversal of what we, heard that they wanted to do.
It's what's the difference? Because he's the head coach and versus the offensive coordinator. I don't understand it. I'm like, so is LSU going to pay White bonus or is Ole Miss going to pay his bonus?
Who's paying these bonuses?
Yeah,
that's actually a great question.
I think it was nice of Lane to let him go back there and do that. I read where he was trying to make sure they didn't penalize them and give them a lower seed. But that just cracked me up. I'm like, what is the difference?
I know.
His treason was a little bit less egregious, I guess.
I guess.
And I mean, there's been so much talk about the calendar, and I don't know if you saw this, but it was actually like Rick Pitino put out something on social media. He's like, man, football's got to kind of get this fixed because this is like if we were in the same calendar in basketball, it would be like our team getting the 1 seed in March, and then right before March Madness, because of the calendar, you have to leave to go take another job if that job is, for you a better situation, and you do it right before the NCAA tournament. And like when I saw it, Coach, laid out like that, I'm like, man, that's even more egregious than I thought.
I did see Pitino's quote, and I will say it's broken. I think it's broken in college football on a lot of things. The NCAA could change the transfer windows and all that, but the calendar made it tough. Ole Miss made it tough. Ole Miss is the one that put the, line in the sand and said, give us an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. If Lane had gone through the whole college football playoffs and then took the job, or then we fired Brian Kelly at the last minute, we wouldn't be talking about this. But because of rumor, because of, coaches being able to be talked to and fly their families different places, people get real anxious. And that's what happened. And it's sad for the players. But, I think he had to make a decision that he didn't want to make at that time.
Yeah, I think that was pretty clear too, especially with his remarks at the press conference. You could see that there's true feelings and a little bit of sadness and excitement from both directions from him. I thought it was very genuine. But like you've been through this, you have made a move. You've been one of the most talked about coaches and made a move to LSU. So what piece of advice would you give Lane coming in as a highly touted coach? Of course, all the headlines, but coming into this school specifically at LSU.
You better win. They love you today, and they'll fire you tomorrow. I think expectations at LSU are what they are. And sometimes I don't think that they're fair because I think it's such a big enterprise. And you better win. And if you don't, I'm telling you, all those welcoming hugs and handshakes, they will forget about you. But he knows that. Think of his history. I mean, he was fired on the tarmac of an airport. Lane has withstood a lot of criticism from what I've read. I don't know Lane. I've never met Lane. I can tell you one thing I do like about his family. His brother Chris might be the smartest one in the family. He married a former women's basketball player and coach.
There we go.
So his wife was a great player. I think her last name was Timmons, and she played at Creighton back in the day for Connie Yorey. And then they went to Nebraska, and she was on Connie Yorey's staff at Nebraska. And I bet that's where she met Chris because he was a coach there at the time. So I want to meet that family because, heck, she can bring something to the table for my program.
Well, no doubt about it. And, Coach, I was thinking about you whenever Lane decided to take the job because there's a lot of people and, you're in a good situation at Ole Miss, but then you go to LSU and they were asking the why. And I'm like, well, I'm biased. I think I know the why. I can tell you my why and why because I think LSU is the greatest place on earth. And Coach, you were in a similar situation. Like y'all won national championships at Baylor, so y'all had done more than Ole Miss certainly. And you decided to come to a place that had never won a national championship, and so you were taking a leap of faith. And I know you're from Louisiana, so it makes it a little bit different. But this was a place that you saw, and you wanted to accept the challenge of going to LSU.
I think our whys are different, but yet similar. You just mentioned this is home to me.
Right.
This state, I didn't come back just to come to LSU. I came back for this entire state to start appreciating and loving women's basketball in high school and all the universities in the state. And that's why I came back more so than I thought, I can win at LSU like I did at Baylor. I thought the resources would be much greater at LSU because of being in the SEC, because of being a larger flagship university versus a private school. And I thought, if we can do that at Baylor, which we did, we built a dynasty, guys. And I didn't know just how hard it was until I got to LSU and realized, oh, man, I just got that amount of money from a donor. It took me 20 donors to get that at Baylor.
Right.
But that's all I knew, and
right.
I was okay with it. I was great. I love Baylor. My daughter's still there. My grandbabies are there. I still go back to Waco. But his is probably different. He's never won a national championship, has he?
No.
All right. So in his mind, I'm not going to speak for him.
Right.
But I bet all his mentors were saying to him, where is it easier to recruit to?
Mm-hmm.
And which place will give you the best chance to contend for a title every year? I don't know that because, hey, Ole Miss is contending for a title this year. But I don't know if it was more difficult to recruit there. I don't know. I'm talking out of turn, really, thinking what went through his mind and his mentor's mind on things that may have made him come here.
Coach, I kind of want to just circle back. I want to talk about your team right now. And I know there's a lot of things that you look for, especially in this non-conference play, getting ready. I know you got a big game tomorrow night against Duke, but like for what y'all have done so far, I know you don't look at the final scoreboard, but my God, like I think the LSU fans certainly are, and you got 8 games of scoring over 100 points. Now, I don't care who you're playing. I don't care if you're playing on air. That's hard to do. So, like, just tell me about the offensive performance that your team has been able to put up so far.
Well, we have scored a lot of points, but I didn't know going into the season with 8 new players that we would be able to score this many points. I knew the non-conference was going to be weak. I always play a weak non-conference. I spend November and December basically as preseason training. I'm trying to figure it all out. Some people do it different, bring their kids in the summer, and, man, you're all here. I don't do it that way. I need my summers off. They need to do their thing. Some play USA basketball. Now, we get criticized a lot because the funniest thing to me is we were number 1 in the net this week. Well, that just created an uproar. So my point to everybody there is it's a flawed system. It's a flawed system. And when it comes time for the playoffs, whoever those 12 committee members are, guys, they're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They're going to emphasize what's most important. I've seen programs lose in, tight games like the number 1 versus the number 2, and then when it came time for the playoffs, the loser didn't get a 1 seed.
Right.
So don't read much into people's non-conference. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you want to be a top 4 seed so you can host on your campus the first and second rounds and then go try to win a natty. And I've won natties being the 1 seed. I've won natties being the 3 seed. It doesn't matter.
Coach, it's great stuff as always. We appreciate the insight into, everything, not just women's basketball. Certainly looking forward to the matchup with Duke coming up. Looking forward to the matchup you got in, I guess it's coming up in less than 2 weeks against Louisiana Tech down in New Orleans. Looking forward to being in the number there as well. A lot of exciting matchups coming up, and we always, and hey, it's not just lip service, Coach, our favorite interview of the week.
You guys behave yourself, and if you need help getting Lane on the air, call me, and I'll have to go meet him and introduce myself and say, Lane, need you to come with me. Got a couple old football players that think they're still in shape and can play for you, but they can't. But
so
back
right.
in their heyday,
That's
Lane,
right.
back in their heyday, buddy, they could go.
That's right. That's right. I used to be somebody for sure, no doubt about it. Now I pull my hamstring thinking about running full speed. So, Coach, we appreciate it so much.
Guys, be good. Bye-bye.
You as well. LSU head coach Kim Mulkey